Have you ever walked out of a doctor's office feeling like you'd imagined your own pain? Like the symptoms in your body, the fatigue, the irregular cycles, the hair thinning or growing in places you didn't ask for, were somehow not real enough? You're not alone in that silence. One woman told us her obgyn looked her in the eye and said, "Just lose 10 pounds and everything will be fine." She had already lost 15, and her symptoms were worse. Let that sit for a second, because here's what the Endocrine Society published in 2021. Insulin resistance, a core driver of PCOS, doesn't just vanish with short-term weight loss. It's a metabolic fingerprint, not a test of willpower. But if you've heard that line before, just lose weight, you know the feeling. The quiet sting of being dismissed, the slow erosion of trust in your own body. So today, we're going to name it. The crazy things women with PCOS have actually been told. By doctors, by partners, by strangers on the internet. Not to make you angrier, but to show you you're not crazy. You never were. This is real, and you're not the only one who's heard it. Maybe it was a doctor who said, "Just get pregnant, that'll fix your hormones." Or a friend who laughed when you said your chin hair made you feel embarrassed. "Oh, everyone gets a few." A partner who asked, gently, why you couldn't just relax and lose the weight. These phrases land like small paper cuts. Each one, on its own, seems minor, but they add up. They create a quiet fog of doubt, where you start questioning if maybe you are overreacting, if maybe your body is just broken. So let's pull those phrases out of the fog, hold them up to the light. Not to shame anyone who said them, but to give each one the weight it deserves. Because when you hear them all together, when you realize how many of us have heard the same exact lines, something shifts. It stops being personal and starts being a pattern. A pattern that says, your voice matters, your experience is real. And you're not alone in this. So let's talk about the ones that come from the people who are supposed to help. The doctors, the nurses, the specialists you waited months to see. And the words they handed you like a prescription you never asked for. You're too young to have PCOS. Too young for your ovaries to look like a pearl necklace on an ultrasound. Too young for your blood work to scream hormone imbalance. And yet, here you are. The Endocrine Society calls that myth out clearly. PCOS can hit any age after your first period. Age isn't a shield. It's just another door they closed in your face. Just take the pill. It'll fix everything. The pill. The magical little ring of hormones that silences your symptoms, but doesn't touch the root. It's like putting a bandage on a leaky pipe and calling the basement dry. The Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism has shown that birth control can mask insulin resistance, not reverse it. So when you stop, the acne comes back. The hair loss returns. The irregular cycles crash in like a wave you'd forgotten how to surf. And no one told you that. No one said, this is a temporary fix, not a cure. You can't have PCOS. You're not overweight. The lean PCOS myth. Like your body type has to fit a certain shape to deserve a diagnosis. But the National Institutes of Health recognizes lean PCOS as a real, documented subtype. You can be a size 2 and still have cystic ovaries, still struggle with ovulation, still feel that deep, hormonal exhaustion that no amount of green juice can fix. Weight is not the only metric, and your body is not lying. Now, shift the scene. The doctor's office fades, and you walk into your living room. The people who love you, the ones who mean well, the ones who say things like, "You're just not trying hard enough." Trying hard enough, as if PCOS is a test you failed on purpose. as if you could outdiscipline a metabolic condition with sheer willpower. Studies in clinical endocrinology show that women with PCCs often hear this more than any other phrase, and over time, it twists into shame. Shame that makes you hide your struggles. Shame that makes you order the salad when you're starving. Shame that eats away at your sense of worth. Eat less and move more. It's simple. Simple. The 4-syllable word that ignores the science. Because with PCOS, your insulin doesn't listen the same way. Your body stores fat differently. Your hunger hormones play tricks on you. It's not simple. It never was. And hearing that from your partner, your mother, your best friend, it carves a small, quiet wound. Because you already know it's not simple, and you wish they could see the fight you wake up to every single day. Don't worry, you'll get pregnant after marriage. Like marriage is a magic wand, like PCOS just surrenders at the altar. Maybe it's said to soothe you. Maybe it's said because they can't hold the weight of your fear. But it erases the reality that fertility with PCOS is a journey, not impossible, but tangled. And when you're not even thinking about marriage, when you're just trying to get through the month without a panic attack or a missed period, that sentence hits like a dismissal. Like your present pain doesn't count unless it leads to a future baby. And here's the thing. Most of them aren't trying to hurt you. They're repeating what they've heard, what they think is helpful. But the damage is real. And it piles up. A stack of careless sentences that almost made you believe you weren't sick. That you were exaggerating. That it was all in your head. Until you found this community. Until you heard someone else say, "Me too." And the pattern snapped into focus. Not your fault. Not your failure. Just a pattern. And patterns can be named, can be held up to the light. And finally, broken. And once you see that pattern, you can never unsee it. You start noticing the quiet ways you've been carrying it. The shame you tucked into your voice when you apologized for your body, for your hunger, for your tiredness. The way you learned to shrink yourself, not just in size, but in presence. So here's what I want you to remember. That comment from the doctor. The one that made you feel like a problem to be solved, not a person to be heard. It was never about your worth. It was about a system that still doesn't know how to listen to women's bodies. The aunt who said, "Just relax and you'll get pregnant," she was repeating a script that was handed to her, a script that blames the patient instead of the disease. And the friend who sent you that keto article with a smiley face, she meant well, but she didn't know that PCOS is not a diet failure. It's a hormonal condition with roots that run deeper than any single meal plan. You don't have to forgive every hurtful word, but you can choose to stop letting them define you. Because here's the truth that no dismissive remark can undo. Your body is not broken, it's fighting. Every single day, it's fighting against a metabolic mismatch that no one asked for. And you are not alone in that fight. Thousands of women, maybe more than we'll ever know, have heard the same lines, felt the same sting, and kept going. The craziest thing anyone ever told you? It wasn't the lie itself. It was that they made you believe, you had to believe it. But you don't. You can name it, you can share it, and you can let it go. Not because it didn't hurt, but because your energy belongs somewhere else now. Oh, so take a breath. Feel the weight of what you've survived. And know this. The next time someone says something crazy, you'll have your truth ready. Quiet, steady, unshakable. Because you already know. You were never the problem. You were the one who kept showing up. And that's everything.